What's up YouTube? It's Erica Kroopin with Kroopin, Poopin, Scoopin, and welcome back to my channel. Hey you guys, I just want to thank you so much for tuning in and watching my videos. I just looked at my analytics and I see that there are 333 of you guys that are subscribed to my channel. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. I hope that you guys are enjoying my content that I am putting out there for you guys. In today's video, we are going to talk about winter scooping. I'm not going to go into full detail about like all the deets because I've already made a video on that, but I want to talk about specifically what happens when you wake up in the morning and you see that it's snowing outside and you're supposed to scoop that day. So if you're interested in hearing about that, stay tuned. So if you guys aren't aware, I live in Michigan, and Michigan's weather is very unpredictable. We have about 5 months that are potential snow months where we get accumulation. So we don't have a lot of like really warm, nice months, but we do cherish and enjoy those months. So I frequently watch the weather. I'm looking to see if we're going to be getting snow, if we're going to be getting rain, because we need to adjust our schedule. Now, I don't really like to go ahead and make large adjustments to my schedule ahead of time. I like to play it day by day because the weather could say that it's going to snow and then it's beautiful and sunny that day and there's absolutely no snow, and then vice versa. The weather doesn't call for snow and then we get dumped on. So it's very unpredictable. So I don't like to make a lot of changes too far in advance. I like to make about 48 hours, 24 hours in advance to make adjustments to the schedule. And sometimes I make adjustments to the schedule that day because that's what works for us. It's kind of like play it by ear type deal. Now I'm able to do that because I'm not a super large company, but I'm still under 150 accounts per week. So I still consider me to be like a smaller type company. So these are some different ways that I've heard of and then the way that I handle my snow days. All right, so you wake up in the morning and it's actively snowing out. What do? Do you cancel the scoop? Do you go and do the scoop, or do you reschedule the scoop? So say for instance, you wake up, you're like, you know what, I don't want to go do this scoop. I'm going to just fully cancel it. You notify your customers and let them know it's actively snowing. You're going to skip that scoop. Now, are you still going to charge them because you're going to go to their house next week and there's going to be a double amount of waste? You could do that, but the customers are going to be upset if you charge them. I've done this in the past. I've tried to do it. I did not get positive feedback at all. I actually lost customers doing this. So you could do it. But your customers aren't going to understand that you're going to spend double the amount of time in their backyard next week. They're just going to know that you did not show up, and so why are they paying you? That's going to be their thought process. I will suggest that if you are going to have a winter policy or something like that and you want to still charge them because there's double the amount of poop next week, you need to make sure when you do your billing, your billing is charging as 1 week worth of waste, 2 weeks worth of waste, not 1 visit or 2 visit, because when you deal with the wording, they're gonna be like, oh, well, you only visited once instead of twice. So that's kind of where you need to make sure you play with your wording and say 1 week's worth of waste. So then that way when you show up the following week, there's going to be 2 weeks worth of poop, and technically you'd be able to get away with that. But I haven't. I wouldn't suggest doing that because customers are going to be pissed. The second option you can do is you can reschedule the scoop for later in the week. This is what I like to do. I like to reschedule it. Just let my customers know, say, hey, listen, it's actively snowing right now. I'm not going to be able to really find anything, but I'm going to reschedule you for later in the week. And I'll touch base with you when I'm able to come out. And if you guys have watched me for quite some time, you know that I do not like to skip scoops. I want to get my money. I want to make sure that my customers' properties are being serviced and they're being maintained, because the thought of their yards accumulating poop in their backyard literally like drives me insane. I can't handle it. So I really try to make it a point to reschedule their scoop if it falls on a rain day or a snow day. And then the other option is just go out, which I really like the just go out option. I want to keep the consistency and I still want to get paid. Now you might ask, like, well, you're not going to really find much. Yeah, I understand that, but we're still showing up and we're still going out and we're still getting paid. Yeah, we might not find much, but it's going to go a lot quicker when you're in those yards. The downfall is like the following week, you are going to probably spend more time in that yard because the snow was probably melted over the week, so you're going to spend a little extra time, which it's really not that big of a deal. It all kind of balances itself out. All right, you guys, I'm going to wrap this video up, and just to summarize, when it's actively snowing, you can skip the scoop, but then you have to figure out, are you going to charge them? Are you not going to charge them? If you charge them and you don't show up, there's a good chance that they are not going to be happy with you. But you need to make sure that you have a winter policy that they know about, where it says it in the terms and conditions, because you don't want to have an unhappy customer. Because guess what? Unhappy customers will write you bad reviews, and you don't want to have a bad review. You can reschedule the scoop, which I am a fan of. If it's actively snowing that day, I try to either do it the day before, or like split it up, like the day before, the day after, or move it later into the week when the snow has kind of melted. And last but not least, you still go out. Maybe you find a turd, maybe you don't find a turd, but at least you're going, at least you're showing up. You might not find a lot, but next week or the week after, when the snow starts to melt, you will find it all and you will get it all nice and clean. But I would come up with a plan. You know, you don't want to just be winging it. You do want to come up with a plan, and you do whatever you choose to do. Make sure that you communicate with your customers so they are fully aware of what's going on. Because the last thing that you want to do is just show up at a customer's house. They're not expecting you. The dog's not expecting you. And then you get bit. You definitely don't want that to happen. And one other little tip that I wanted to suggest to you guys is you need to have some type of like winter or weather type policy. It doesn't have to be super detailed yet, but you just kind of need to put something in writing. So when weather situations happen, such as snow, sleet, freezing rain, extreme, temperatures such as like super hot or super cold, strong winds, lightning, all that stuff, at least that is like documented on paper, and your customers will know, like, if it's pouring down raining and lightning and thunder, there's a good chance that my scooper is not going to come out, and they're going to let me know if that scoop has been skipped or rescheduled or what's going on. So just make sure that you're communicating with your customers, because that's something that's been super beneficial to me and my business, is when things come up, such as like snow days, rain days, hot days, whatever it may be, is I directly communicate with my customer via text message, because that's my like preferred way of communicating, and I let them know exactly what's going on so they are completely up to date. I don't just blindly post something on Facebook and then hope that they see it. I don't really like doing that, because like I've done that before, and I've gotten calls and text messages like, hey, what's up, you never showed up, and I'm like, oh, I posted something on Facebook, and they're like, oh, well, I didn't check the business page, or I didn't see it. So I just prefer to contact them directly. Now, I am a smaller business, so it's easier for me to do that, but I imagine if you guys are watching my videos, you guys are a starter company or just wanting to get started, or a smaller business. I would imagine that you're not like a huge business, because then why would you be listening to me? You know more than I do, right? Hope this video helped you guys. If you like this video, smash that thumbs up. If you didn't like this video, well, there's a button for that as well, but don't do that. And if you guys haven't subscribed to my channel yet, come on now. What are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button, and until next time, bye!